Good morning, students. Today I am going to teach you 7th standard English Unit 2 Prose, The Wind on Hunter Hill. This is the second video of The Wind on Hunter Hill. And then today we are going to see the section 2, The Wind on Hunter Hill, section 2. We had already seen section 1. Okay, so today we are going to see about the Wind on Hunter Hill section 2 by Ruskin Bond. In our last class, we had seen about the author, Ruskin Bond, about the author. So shall we move the prose? Section 1. In section 1, Usha. Okay, Usha, dark-haired and rose-cheeked, struggled with her grandfather's long loose shirt. She was 11 or 12. Her younger brother Suresh was doing his best to hold down a bedsheet while Pinya, a slightly older girl, Usha's friend and neighbor, was handing them the clothes one at a time. Now she must go to the bazaar. So she went to the bazaar and she bought things. She bought things for her home. After that, she went to her aunt Lakshmi. Her aunt name is Lakshmi. She went to and meet her aunt Lakshmi, who took her home for tea. The time when she looked out of the window, she saw the dark clouds had gathered over the mountain. So she ran to get the things from cobbler and collected her mother's slipper. The shopping bag was full. She slung it over her shoulder and set out for the village. Now we are going to see section 2. So here section 2. In section 2, strangely the wind had dropped. The trees were still, not a leaf moved. The crickets were silent in the grass. Crickets, grasshopper, insects, some of the insects were silent in the grass. The crows flew round in a circle, then settled down for the night in a oak tree. So she must get home before dark. She must get home before dark. She hurried along the path. But already the sky was darkening. The clouds, black and threatening, looked over Hunter Hill. This was March, the month of storms. And Usha felt that first heavy drop of rain hit her cheek. She had no umbrella. With her. The weather had seemed to find just a few hours ago. And she was almost running. But the raindrops were coming down faster now. Big heavy pellets of rain. A sudden flash of lightning lit up the hill. Then ruins stood out in clear outline. Then all was dark again. Night had fallen. Suddenly the wind sprang up again and brought the rain with a rush against her face. It was cold. It was very cold, stinging rain. She could hardly keep her eyes open. There was another flash of lightning. Followed by a peal of thunder. The ruins looked up before her, grim and forbidding. She knew there was a corner where a piece of old roof remained. It would give some shelter. It would be better than trying to go on in the dark. In the howling wind, she had only to stay off the path to go over a rocky cliff edge. So Usha found her. Now Usha found her way into the ruined building, helped by her memory of the place and the constant flicker of lightning. She began moving along the wall, hoping to reach the sheltered corner. She placed her hands flat against the stones and moved sideways. Uh, she gave a startled cry and took her hand away. Her cry was answered. Her cry was answered by another cry, because she was she was sacred. She was sacred. She was upright. So her cry was answered by another cry, half snarl, half screech, and something leapt away in the darkness. It was only a wild cat. Sosa realized this when she heard it. The cat lived in the ruins and she had often seen it, but for a moment she had been very frightened. Now she moved quickly along the wall until she heard the rain drumming on the remnant of the tin roof. Tin roof. And once under it, crouching in the corner, she found some shelter from the wind and the rain. Shall remember that across this empty room stood an old fireplace, and that there might be some shelter under the blacked up chimney. Perhaps it would be easier, it would be drier than it was in her corner, but she would not attempt to find it just now. She might lose her way altogether. Her clothes were soaked, and the water streamed down from her long back hair to form a puddle at her feet. Stamped her feet to keep them warm. She thought she had a faint cry. Was it the cat again or an owl? But the sound of the storm blotted out all other sounds. There had been no time to think of host. There had been no time to think of ghost. But now that she was in a one place without any plans for venturing out again, she remembered grandfather's story about the lightning blast ruins. She hoped and prayed. She hoped and prayed that lightning would not strike her as she sheltered there. Thunder boomed over the hills, and the lightning came quicker now, only a few seconds between each bursting of lightning. Then there was a bigger flash than most, and for a second, the entire ruin was lit up. A streak of blue sizzled along the floor of the building, in at one end and out of the other. Usha was staring straight ahead. At the opposite wall was lit up. Opposite was lit up. She saw crouching in the disused fireplace. Crouching in the disused fireplace, two small figures. I give four pictures, but here she saw only two small figures. They could only have been children. The hostly figures looked up. The hostly figures looked up, staring back at Usha, and then everything was dark again. Okay, students, I hope you enjoyed the second stanza. You enjoyed this story of second stanza and learned also. Okay, children, next class I will explain section 3rd, the Winton Haunted Hill prose. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you, students.